From Nairobi to Juba, Reverend Lucy Natasha has just taken her ministry into one of Africa's youngest nations amidst her recent controversy. This isn't just another church launch, it's a statement. And this is Blackish Gold Originals. Let's look at the motivation behind the opening of this new branch and then the highlights. Let's deep dive. Reverend Lucy Natasha, founder of Empowerment Christian Church, has made an interesting move, and it didn't happen slowly. Just a few weeks after shutting down the physical headquarters of her Nairobi church and shifting services online, she officially opened a brand new church branch in Juba, South Sudan. Now, pause there, because that timing alone raised eyebrows. The announcement came after her visit to South Sudan, where she described the new church as a step towards spiritual renewal, unity, and empowerment. And on paper, the location actually makes sense. South Sudan is Africa's youngest nation, gaining independence in 2011, with a population estimated at about 12 million people. What many don't realize is that over 60% of the population identifies as Christian, making churches some of the most trusted institutions in the country, not just spiritually, but socially. In a place where government systems are still stabilizing, churches often double as community centers, counseling spaces, and moral anchors. That's why faith leaders play such a visible role in national life there. So, when Lucy Natasha opens a church in Juba, it's not just another branch launch. It places her ministry directly inside a country where faith isn't optional, it's foundational. Is this another milestone in ECC's growing Pan-African presence? Or is it a very calculated move into a nation where influence, faith, and rebuilding intersect? And that brings us to the next question. Why does South Sudan matter so much in the first place? South Sudan isn't just another African country on the map. It's Africa's youngest nation, gaining independence in 2011 after decades of war and internal conflict. And even today, the country is still finding its footing. There's ongoing political rebuilding, there's deep social healing that still needs to happen, and economically, many communities are still struggling to stabilize. In environments like this, institutions matter, and in South Sudan, religious institutions matter a lot. For many people, the church isn't just a place of worship, it's a place of counseling, community, leadership, and hope. So for religious leaders, South Sudan represents more than just a mission field or a new location on a map. It represents a space where faith plays an active role in rebuilding lives and identity. That's why opening a church in South Sudan carries real symbolic weight. It's not just about expansion, it's about presence. It's about stepping into a nation where belief and resilience are tightly connected, and where spiritual leadership can shape the future in very real ways. One of the standout moments from this visit was that Reverend Lucy Natasha also paid a courtesy visit to South Sudan's President Salva Kiir. According to reports, the conversation wasn't political in the traditional sense. It centered on themes that matter deeply to the country right now: peace, national unity, leadership, and the role of faith in social transformation. And that part is important. In a nation still rebuilding its identity, faith leaders are often seen not just as spiritual voices, but as moral influencers, people who can help shape values, dialogue, and reconciliation. After the meeting, Lucy Natasha expressed appreciation for the warm reception she received and reiterated her commitment to praying for the nation's leadership and future. For her supporters, this moment symbolized spiritual recognition at the highest level. For observers, it highlighted how closely faith and leadership intersect in countries like South Sudan. Either way, it reinforced the idea that this church opening wasn't happening in isolation. It was part of a broader conversation about faith, leadership, and nation building in one of Africa's most complex environments. With this launch, Empowerment Christian Church continues its expansion beyond Kenya, and the new branch in Juba, South Sudan, shows just how far this ministry is reaching. South Sudan isn't just any country, it's Africa's youngest nation, and it's also majority Christian, with about 60% of its 12 million people identifying with various Christian denominations, including Catholic, Anglican, Presbyterian, and Pentecostal communities. Religion there is deeply intertwined with daily life. Churches don't just host services, they often act as community centers, counseling hubs, and social support networks in a country where many government services are still developing. That makes opening a church in Juba particularly significant. The new ECC branch is expected to serve local worshippers, provide opportunities for spiritual growth, and support community initiatives where social services may be limited. On top of that, the church aims to empower young leaders, a big deal in South Sudan, where over 40% of the population is under the age of 15. Engaging youth is key to shaping both the future of the church and the broader society. For Lucy Natasha, this isn't just about planting another branch, it's about visibility, presence, and influence. It positions her not just as a local pastor, but as a continental faith leader, someone whose ministry is now speaking to communities across borders, addressing both spiritual needs and social transformation. So, while it may look like a simple church launch on the surface, this move carries real weight. It's about faith, leadership, and hope in a country still rebuilding, and it raises an interesting question. How will a new faith-based presence like this shape the future of South Sudan and its next generation of leaders? Supporters of the move have been quick to praise it. They call it bold, visionary, and spirit-led, a statement that goes beyond just opening a new building. Many see this as a sign that African-led ministries can thrive and expand on their own without relying on Western sponsorship or support. It's about showing that faith movements can grow from within the continent, shaping their own narratives and answering the spiritual needs of local communities in ways that are culturally relevant and impactful. For followers, the Juba branch isn't just another church, it's a symbol of what African ministries can achieve, combining spiritual leadership with social engagement and community building. It's proof that the church is thinking big, not just geographically, but in how it influences hearts, minds, and communities across borders. Opening a church in South Sudan is not just about growth, it's about presence. Whether you agree with her style or not, Reverend Lucy Natasha's launch in Juba signals one thing clearly. Her ministry is thinking beyond borders, reaching communities and nations where faith, hope, and leadership intersect. For many, this move is more than just an expansion. It's a statement that African-led ministries can influence, inspire, and empower without outside sponsorship, shaping faith narratives from within the continent. As the Empowerment Christian Church plants roots in South Sudan, it will be interesting to see how this presence impacts both local communities and the broader continental faith landscape in the years to come. What do you think? Will this move redefine how African ministries expand and lead? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. This is Blackish Gold Originals. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch the next video showing on your screen now.